But what do you think about, the black, where black people are in America, and
Now you trying to get your girl
Well,
in trouble?
no,
Go for it.
There's two parts to it. There is the part that being in slavery for 400 years, where people laid claim to land, and real estate is what makes you rich or not, because you can put your businesses there or even have real estate is a moneymaker. Starting off way behind, that there is that part of it, but then there also, like you guys were saying, is that there's a mentality. Well, we're here now, so what are we going to do now? I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's multimodal, and I think it's both.
I think that first you need to understand what the situation is. So I feel like America is like Las Vegas. What I mean by that is it's already rigged.
No.
So
So you saying I'm
rigged.
wasting my time at the craps table?
Definitely.
And all that? Okay.
you're only gonna
I've
get
always
so
agreed.
far.
You're right.
only
You're
gonna
right.
get so far.
Come and think. Yeah, you're right.
You might be up a little bit, you might be down a little bit, but you're always gonna end up losing money.
Yes, I have lost.
And so I feel like America is like that. So that when we talk about like systemic racism, you're never gonna win in Vegas. You're never gonna win in America as long as you don't control the system. Like if the healthcare, the education system, all these systems are rigged for you to fail. I mean, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but in general, you're down. That is how it is. And so I think when we have been trying to play and win in this world, in America, and we're never gonna do it. And so I think that like back during segregation, and I'm not suggesting that we go back to segregation, but I'm just
Go
saying.
back to Africa?
No,
We need to go to
but what I'm
Liberia?
saying is that when African Americans weren't allowed to go to, integrate basically, we had our own communities, and we started to thrive because all of our money got kept. We spent it with each other. Morehouse was formed because we couldn't go to the school, and so we ended up starting to thrive until it was burnt down. But I do see other races doing that, and so they have their own communities: the Indian community, the Asian community. They have their own banks, their own, and you can just see like the statistics, economics, that they're even higher economically. The average household income for a lot of the other races are way higher than Caucasian. We're one of the lowest. Even the Latino, like the Mexican, they're higher than us because they're shopping
We
and
ranked dead last.
right. And why is it? Is because they have a sense of community, and they're spending money with each other, and they're raising their status of income up. And even if you look at colleges, I mean, just look who's going to college now. There's a lot of Indian, Asian people, and so as the face of America changes, we're going to see that change. So what do we have to do? Come together as a community and start spending money with each other. That's the only way I think you'll do it.
I mean, I agree with supporting each other, right? But I want to push back a little. I'm gonna be
Controversial.
not if you could call it controversial. A lot of people may not want to hear this, but I look at data, right? And you're right. When we look at household income, that's what they look at. Household income, meaning in this household, who's getting the paychecks and how much is it?
Oh, I know where you're going.
Okay, now, the inverse statistic, meaning who has the highest household income in this country, it's Asians, right? Asian, Koreans, Chinese, Indian, they have the highest income per household, okay? And blacks have the lowest. Now, what do they have that we don't have? Well, they have the lowest single parent household rate, and they're at like 11%, 12%. Asian Americans. The black community is like, depending on what study you read, but it's like 63 to 70% single parent household rate. Okay? And so if you look at who's second as far as household income goes, it's white people, but then they also have the second lowest single parent household rate at 27%. That's what it's been historically, followed by Latinos at 40%. And again, here we are, dead last. So I look at that and I say, well, Well, that's data right there. That's not emotions. That's not speculation. That's just data. So there's got to be some correlation there. Logically, it makes sense. I mean, if the way they collect data is per household, 2 paychecks are usually going to be more than one, for starters. But there's also benefits of just a nuclear family for children, for families. And that could be part of the problem too. So,
But wait a second.
Uh-huh.
These black men ain't trying to get married. So wait
That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother.
talking about?